Ми знаходимося в готовності до дій у разі виникнення будь-яких ситуацій. Відслідковуємо наявність військових сил на території суміжної держави. Наша задача – тримати під контролем кордон. So if it will be some situation, we will fight. If you want peace, you should be prepared for the war.
The border with Belarus stretches for over 1,000 kilometers. All along this northern frontier, the men and women of Ukraine's border guard are getting ready. They may be called upon to be this country's first line of defense.
Основна задача прикордонників – це у разі можливої якоїсь ескалації конфлікту – це стримати.
The enemy is not Belarus, but somewhere beyond this barbed wire fence, Russia has deployed its forces on Belarusian territory. Artillery and fighter jets, tanks and rocket systems.
This right here is a highly strategic spot because up that road, about an hour away, are the Russian forces. Thousands of troops, hundreds of tanks. And down that road is Kiev. It's pretty much a straight paved road all the way to the capital.
The thought of Russian tanks rolling down this road evokes the spectre of conflict on a terrifying scale. Washington and London have warned an invasion could be imminent. Moscow calls that hysteria, while at the same time pumping out pictures of military hardware making its way into Belarus. Their troops welcomed with a traditional greeting of bread and salt. In Kiev, there's a strange feeling of unreality about the looming threat. People here are used to war. There's been fighting in the east for nearly 8 years, and yet the authorities have been playing down the current threat, saying the Russians do not currently have enough forces in place for a full-scale invasion. But a former Ukrainian deputy defense minister, who still advises the government, told me the build-up of troops on the Belarusian border was concerning.
So what we prognose is the most possible scenarios. This is the attempt to isolate Kiev, to have an operation like surrounding Kiev and don't let our Ukrainian government to actually operate and to manage the country in these situations. And this operation requires less forces and is possible because of the now exercises in Belarus when they have more Russian troops in Belarus.
The Russians aren't the only ones showing off their military hardware. Last week, we travelled to the far west of Ukraine to see Ukrainian forces trying out some new weaponry. Shoulder-held anti-tank missiles provided by the UK. Also there, a small contingent of British forces.
How many of you are there?